Good afternoon to everyone. Let me first thank the European Bureau for Conservation and Development and the EU Illegal, Unreported and Unregulated Fishing Coalition for this timely discussion. 2 weeks ago, the French Fondation de la Mer released the report to sound the alarm on the serious damage of EIUU, which would represent up to 19% of global fisheries. All over the seas, thousands of vessels from China, Russia and others are plundering fish stocks, damaging ecosystems, affecting coastal communities and posing major risk to the ocean's global health. We have to be aware that IUU fishing is not only affecting third countries, it's also a serious threat for our EU fishers who respect the rules but are facing unfair competition from modern-day pirates. That is why it's very urgent to step up our fight against IUU fishing, and the start of this new mandate provides the opportunity to put this fight on the EU agenda and on top of our priorities for fisheries policies. During his hearing, Commissioner-designate Kostas Kadis confirmed he would commit to the EU zero-tolerance approach, and this is the political stand we were expecting. But we know that the fight against illegal fishing relies on two legs, both at EU and international level. First, as Europeans, we need to lead by example. We must fully implement the EU framework and make sure that our fishers comply with the new fisheries control rules. And we also need to strengthen our EU tools. The carding system proved its efficiency, but we must enhance its application. For example, the EU has never issued any yellow or red cards against China, and we must not shy away when it comes to sanctioned countries that practice unsustainable fisheries. Europe is also the world's leader, world #1 importer of seafood products. We must not hesitate to use our internal market power to push for more level playing field and make third parties respect the rules. A better protection of our market means a better protection of our EU fishers and a better protection of EU consumers. That is the reason why the Commission should propose new rules on seafood labelling and traceability. EU citizens need to know what ends up in their plates, where the fish comes from and how it was fished. And this is a matter of food safety and transparency. The second leg, I would say, to kick at EU fishing is at international level. We need to support the implementation of international agreements, starting with the WTO agreement on fisheries subsidies. So far, only half of the WTO member countries have ratified this agreement, and the clock is ticking. The EU needs to call for a swift ratification by its partners. And we also have to promote ambitious agreements recently reached, as the BBNJ agreement that paves the way for better governance and management of high seas. Finally, the EU must use its global leadership on ocean governance to push for more fisheries diplomacy. Next year, France will host the third United Nations Ocean Conference in Nice, and it will provide a great opportunity for the EU to influence international agenda and propose new political initiatives in the framework of the European Ocean Pact. In Nice, we will have to engage with our partners and third countries to set a renewed and stronger ambition for tackling IUU fishing. You can count on my involvement during this mandate. We need to work together to stop the era of pirates in our seas.